NBC Sports, celebrating its 20th season of Sunday Night Football, welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. The Sunday Night Anthem is presented by Geico. Get more with Geico.
It's season 20 of Sunday Night Football.
What you gonna do? The whole world watching. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Let's crush it, guys.
Play 97, animate, resolve.
I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The tough get rough in a primetime fight. More than a game, it's every fan's right. That's why we're waiting all day for Sunday night. All right, what a night, it's finally here. Sunday night football's kicking into high gear. The stars have arrived, come on, get up and cheer. Hey Jack, it's a fact, the show's back in town. Ravens and the Bills in a monster showdown. The stadium's rocking, time to crank up the sound. The NFL's best have come to play. Coast to coast, there's just one thing left to say. I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The tough get rough in a primetime fight. More than a game, it's every fan's right. That's why we're waiting all day for Sunday night.
Oh my goodness! What a play! That's remarkable! The play of the night.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
On the Ravens sideline, head coach John Harbaugh, his team fired up and ready for this one. Across from him, his counterpart, Bills head coach Sean McDermott, his team looking for a spark, hoping their fans will give it to them here at home as we are set to go. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson on hand. The rookie Tyler Loop has the honors. The first Sunday night game of the year, and we are underway here in Buffalo. The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
I think in today's modern NFL, if you had the ability to create a quarterback and all the qualities that come along with it, Josh Allen's at or near the top of the list. And what I mean by that, Mike, is he's big, he's mobile, he can run to escape, but he can also run as a designed option. And then, of course, in the passing game, he can make every throw. He's smart, he elevates those around him. The last piece of the puzzle, can he get over the hump and have that postseason success to really put him in that upper echelon category?
Pass complete, right side to Kincaid.
Josh Allen, go Pokes.
James Cook, Georgia.
Joshua Palmer, University of Tennessee.
Kalish here, Boise State.
Keon Coleman, Opelousas Catholic.
Dalton Kincaid, Vanderburg Elementary.
Deion Dawkins, you already know University.
David Edwards, Wisconsin. Connor McGovern, Penn State.
Osiris Torrance, St. Helena High School.
Spencer Brown, Lenox, Iowa.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
Namdi Manabike, McKay North High School.
Travis Jones, Connecticut. Adafe Owe, Penn State.
Roquan Smith, Georgia. Trenton Simpson, Clemson.
Kyle Van Noy, Unk University.
Nate Wiggins, Clemson.
Marlon Humphrey, Alabama.
Kyle Hamilton, Notre Dame.
Malachi Starks, Georgia.
Chidobe Awuzie, Imo State, Nigeria.
Gonna lead to a 4th down. So the drive stalls out, and here's the Aussie Mitch Wishnowski to punt. Ravens send Tylan Wallace back to return. So the Ravens will come out, and they are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
We had a couple of his games early in his career, and of course, all the way to his days back in college, his athleticism jumps off the screen. But Mike, these last couple years, his development as a true passer, his ability to operate from the pocket, that's what's really taken his game to this MVP level. And tell you what, we didn't think there was a lot more things that he could do on a football field, and it seems like every year he's proven otherwise.
Lamar Jackson, Louisville.
Derrick Henry, Alabama.
Zay Flowers, Boston College.
Rashad Bateman, Minnesota. DeAndre Hopkins, Clemson.
Mark Andrews, Oklahoma.
Ronnie Stanley, Notre Dame.
Andrew Voorhees, USC.
Tyler Linderbaum, Iowa. Daniel Falele, Minnesota.
Roger Rosengarten, University of Washington.
And a disaster is putting it mildly. 2 plays in, all they've done is go in the wrong direction. They need something big here. They need someone to create a little bit of a spark and prevent them from going 3 and out on their opening possession.
Greg Russo, Miami.
Ed Oliver, University of Houston.
Daquan Jones, Penn State.
Joey Bosa, The Ohio State University.
Matt Milano, Boston College.
Terrell Bernard, LaPorte High School.
Dorian Strong, Virginia Tech.
Terrence Johnson, Weaver State.
Taylor Rapp,
Washington.
Cole Bishop, Utah. Christian Benford, Illinois.
And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. So, Greg, here are the Bills. What a year last year. 13-4, beat the Broncos and the Ravens in the playoffs, but once again ran into Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. Anything that we can say is that one thing to get them to the big game this time?
Well, I mean, we'd probably start with they need Patrick Mahomes to retire. And, you know, but in all seriousness, Mike, I think when you look at Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, it's one of those things where they just happen to exist in a generationally great team in the Kansas City Chiefs, and one of the greatest players we've seen in the last 25 years at quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. So they just need, as hard as it is, they just need to continue to chip away. Just continue to go. They can't make Kansas City the boogeyman, because all of a sudden now that starts to get into your head. Continue to win the division, continue to get home playoff games, and if they keep knocking at the door, eventually they're going to get over that hump, because Josh Allen and this roster, they're...
And try to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Georgia.
So anytime you're really sensing pass, Mike, the first thing you want to do, flood the field with defensive backs. Good things typically happen. I mean, that's a great call there by the defensive coordinator to counter that play, because no matter where that ball was going, they had someone in the neighborhood who had a shot of making the play and getting them off the field.
The Ravens offense ready to take over for their second possession. They'll start with a short field, looking for the first points of this contest, and they'll begin 1st and 10. Play action now. Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 2. They'll run. It's Henry. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
That's to the tight end, Kohler. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
Pre-snap, the quarterback loved that man matchup on his tight end, and a crossing route is a great man coverage beater. He's able to run away from the coverage, run to the far side of the field to a bunch of open grass. Ball's on target. Nice pickup.
So not quite first and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. This one caught at the 4. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Second down, Jackson. And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet inbounds.
Now listen, I'm going to give the guy credit. It was a really nice catch, keeping his feet inbounds along the sidelines. It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
On 3rd and 1, here's Jackson. He's got his big tight end. Touchdown, Ravens.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Tyler Loop now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Ravens have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. "7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. The Bills offense ready to take over once more. This unit hasn't been at their best early on. Punt followed by an interception on their first 2 drives. And that one gonna be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. This one caught by Khalil Shakir. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike, and he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
He'll manage to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Tackled there by Trenton Simpson. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 6. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He's got the connection there. It's Joshua Palmer. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. And some good running there. He'll fall forward for about 7. From the 35, here's 2nd and a couple. Allen going to give it to Cook. And he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2.
Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down. The Pro Bowler the last 2 years, Nnamdi Madubuike. He's got his first sack of the season here early in week 1.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
To the air on second down. Here's Allen. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
It is 2nd and 9. Here's Allen. Oh, an ill-advised throw there. It's an interception. Picked off by Roquan Smith.
Every defensive coordinator, Mike, in the NFL preaches one thing about red zone defense. Keep them out of the end zone. Make them settle for 3. Well, what do? With that interception, they take it to another level, and they get off the field without allowing a single point.
So on come the Ravens, and Greg, what a story again last year, 12-5, 13-4 the year before that. Regular season, they have been as good as almost anyone in the NFL, but it's the story if you're living in the AFC. Get over that hump, whether it's Buffalo or Kansas City. It's hard to get to the big game on this side of the draw.
Oh, there's no question, and I think if you're Baltimore and you're Buffalo and you look around, you say, man, we should have a couple Super Bowl titles.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Matt Milano. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
And while the defender is going to get credit for the pick, Mike, I think he needs to go up on the sideline and thank his pass rush because they forced that bad throw. That is the perfect example of when the front pass rush and the back end coverage work together. Man, that was big-time ball.
So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. Allen will throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down. He's got it inside the 5. And he'll take it on in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Buffalo. For Josh Allen, the reigning MVP of the NFL. First touchdown pass of this 2025 season. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
Now the veteran Matt Prater for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Bills will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. Tylan Wallace now on the return. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. Room to run at the 35. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line. So 1 quarter in the books on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. Here are Semplers on the scoreboard. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins as they've got it with 1st and 10. On the give, here's Henry. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman, sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. That one good for 26 yards.
And it's his first catch of the game, and it ends up being a good one. All week long, we talked about how this dominant secondary wanted to take away their best targets. And if he continues to make plays like that, their top 10 ranking could take a hit by the end of this one.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. Finding room to the 20. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. Pistol formation with Jackson. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. From the 1, 2nd and goal. Henry. And he is not going to get to the goal line. In fact, he's even going to lose yards on that play. And now it is 3rd and goal.
This is a play, Mike, that makes me want to run down there, throw on a uniform, and try to help out. I mean, I think at this point, I could help clear enough room to get 1 yard. Heck, I might be able to get 1 yard myself. That's disappointing that they're unable to capitalize.
3rd and goal for Jackson. As complete, it's Justice Hill out of the backfield. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's 4th and goal.
So often down here in these goal-to-go situations, so much of the emphasis is placed on taking away the wide receivers and the tight end targets in the end zone. It's not so easy bringing these backs down on the check down, so give a lot of credit to this defense, rallying to the ball and keeping them short of the end zone. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
On the return, this is Strong. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Bills offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. The 5 straight division titles, it's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild, young quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And two new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organizations.
Oh, absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
They go three tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. And wow, tough to bring down that time. Surging forward for a pickup of 6. 2nd down.
You know, I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Ravens' 18-yard line.
They'll run the toss with Cook. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
A 36-yard attempt.
Raiders' kick is good. And the Bills will level the score at 10 apiece. So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it 1st down. In trouble, and down he goes. Nnamdi Madubuike. What a way to kick off the new year. 2 sacks in the first half of the opener.
Field goals and takeaways. That's the 2 goals anytime a defense finds themselves in a goal-to-go situation. Now after that 1st down sack, I think the odds are a little bit more in their favor. Can they hold up here on 2nd and 3rd down? And if they can make the offense settle for 3, man, that's a huge win for this defense.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
He'll try to run for it.
What a nice play defensively. It's always a bit of a challenge. How long do I stay in coverage defending my zone or my man? Or how fast do I come up and pursue a scramble?
That's going to be blocked.
So they clearly have a beat on this kicking unit. Now there's 2 ways to do it. They either have a tip on the long snapper or the holder. But either way, in this case, they're able to time the snap count perfectly, gain an advantage on the outside, and come away with a huge block.
On 1st down, they'll start the drive with Henry.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
From the 21, here's 2nd down and 7. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. Jackson to his big target, Andrews, for the Baltimore first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
And he's trying to get around the corner, but will not. Brought down. That's a loss on the play.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he will be out of bounds right around the 35. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down. 2 minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. Greg and I back in Buffalo after this. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Henry. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 29-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. A give right up the middle to Henry. And he's able to fight through one tackle here, pick up about 3. Second down coming up.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
Rolling right. He's going to run it.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second reads, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
Forced out wide. Looking to get to the marker, but he comes up short, out of bounds, right around the original line of scrimmage.
I think the quarterback thought he saw a little bit more green grass there than what turned out to be, Mike. He thought he could get it with his legs, but give credit to the defense. Nice job forcing him to the sideline, and all he can do is get back to the line of scrimmage.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Ravens going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. On the return, this is strong. They'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And a spirited run there, somehow managing to gain a couple of yards. Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Both teams trying to find the right formula as they come out for the second half. It's about to get underway. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Ravens offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
Man, you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you, because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion, and even the one year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to that defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside, obviously Joe Burrow, quarterback, but it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
A tackling plan for the defense, Mike, is critical when you're facing a back like this. You know that one guy is not going to be enough to bring him down. You have to get as many hats to the ball as you can, slow him up just enough to buy time, and in this case, they get him down for a loss.
On third down, Jackson forced to his right. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18. On the option, they give it to Henry. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Bateman is the motion man. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker, and that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on fourth down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a fourth and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this fourth down. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Bills offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line. after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going forward on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime, each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, and you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival, so you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field, a lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime. And you can see the coach on the sideline just kind of shake his head. He's got to have a conversation with his quarterback to just make better decisions. I mean, that was almost his 3rd interception of the game. He's got to just take a deep breath. Don't continue to force throws into bad spots. Take what's there, find the open target, and maintain possession.
And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
And this is blocked. Now this is scooped up by a member of the offense.
In this situation, Mike, every coach on the sideline is yelling, watch the ball, watch the ball. So this is a gutsy move defensively to sell out and go for that block. Remember, if he times this jump wrong, that's a 1st down.
So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Certain guys just have a knack for making splash plays, and I don't even think you can really coach it. I mean, this guy, first he has a pick, now a sack. He comes up with a fumble recovery, Mike. He's getting the football equivalent of a hat trick, and there's no mistake about it. This guy is balling.
Ravens sending the punt team out there. as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The Bills offense ready to see what they can do. You know, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025 here?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals. And you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow was the best player in the league. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They might not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
Why don't you flip it over? Who are the guys you're watching in the NFC?
You know, I think Dallas is going to find themselves, just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia remains really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year 2? They were the high-profile, big splash team of last year. Do they regress to the median? Time will tell. But I think healthy Dallas, healthy Dak, healthy Micah Parsons, like that roster that we saw play last year is not the roster on paper that we expected to see. So I think Dallas has a chance. I think San Francisco always is going to be a team, again, dealt with their own injuries last year with McCaffrey and all the stuff on defense. So I think San Francisco and Dallas are 2 perennial teams we expect to be in the playoff hunt. They missed out last year. I wouldn't be shocked to see them back in it again this year.
It is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. He's going to have the first down and more. And they will finally run him down. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 33 yards.
It seems like the best offenses in the league all rely heavily on yards after the catch. And this is a great example of why, if you can deliver an accurate pass on the move with the speed and the elusiveness of some of these guys in the league, it is a handful in the open field for the defense to tackle. The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Allen now on 2nd down. Looking middle, he's got to complete to Coleman. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down coming up.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page. And that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
And he's going to have a first down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this 3rd quarter. From the gun, throw here for Allen. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
And you think back to the first half, Mike, just how well he threw the ball, and you thought maybe this defense would come up with some answers in the second half to slow him down, but so far, that has proven to not be the case.
One more time going up top with Allen. That is caught by the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Bills. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Now Prater to tack on the extra point. The kick is good, and the Bills will cut it to a 2-point lead. So the lead is down to just 2 now in the fourth quarter as they kick it off. Here comes a return from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Ravens offense ready to get back to work. The lead is 2, and they're going to try to make something happen here, starting with a 1st and 10. Here's Henry. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And what's that one thing you hear from coaches all the time, Mike, right? Finish strong, and he's doing just that. His numbers here in this one, they have been terrific. But he's going to give you a full 4 quarters, and I think at this point in the game, he knows there's even more yards to be had.
And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Going to go right back to Henry. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd?
Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Maxwell Hairston.
And these are the types of plays they envisioned when they invested a 1st-round pick on this defensive back just a few months ago. I mean, he's entered the league, Mike, with a reputation for having almost offensive wide receiver type ball skills. And those ball skills were certainly on full display that time.
The Bills offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start from the plus side of midfield, looking to possibly take the lead here. It's 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
On 2nd down, Allen. That's complete to Coleman. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
His 8th reception of the game, and good for a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest, and while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
And he's going to fight forward. Didn't get a whole lot, but it's going to be enough to move the chains.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. 3rd and short, 4th and short, the ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Allen. That's into the hands of Coleman. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. From the gun, here is Allen. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And he's in. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Bills. That is 2nd touchdown now here in the season opener. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Prater on to attempt the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Bills will up the lead to 5. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. This is fielded inside the 5. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. The Ravens offense about ready to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Jackson out of the pistol. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete, but pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. They'll try and run for this with Henry. Had to push through that one tackler, but he is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this 1st down. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
Give him 10 more on that one, and another first down.
You know, there's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. He's taken down just shy of the 10. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And he maneuvers his way forward. A gain of 6.
Brings up second and 4 at the 4-yard line.
And this is not going to work out as planned. Tough spot to try to run a play like that. It is blown up behind the line.
Brought down back at the 8-yard line.
On third down, it's Josh Allen. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Now the Ravens use their first timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down's looming. So a big kick coming for the veteran Matt Prater. This to stretch the lead to a touchdown. And this one right down the middle. It's good. A big 3 points as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
A return now from the 4. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. They'll come up for first and 10. They'll drop to throw. Exiting the pocket right. Now he'll run. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. Double as good there. They get the first down and save a timeout. Bateman is the motion man. A first down throw for Jackson. Out to his right. There he goes again. And he'll somehow turn this into a net positive, getting out of bounds after a pickup of a yard. Here comes second down. Jackson looking to throw. A throw, left side, caught by Andrews. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Plenty of time, plus 2 timeouts at their disposal. It's first and 10. Here's Henry, and he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. They'll come up here on second down and 5. Now it's Jackson. Moving outside the pocket. This ball batted away. That's incomplete. Rashad Bateman, the intended target. And it'll be third down. Now, Jackson. There's the veteran tight end, Andrews. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or two short. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. The clock will stop with 35 seconds to go. Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. Here's Jackson. He's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he's going to have a Ravens first down. They find a way to convert on fourth down and pick up 10 yards. Flush to his right. That is brought in at the 10. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up first and goal. The Ravens now going to use their final timeout, and they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Now, first and goal. To the air one more time with Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he's brought down, but they are out of timeouts. Play action now. Jackson. Flush to his right. And this is going to be a touchdown. They've gotten it done on the very last play. And now a 2-point conversion to send this to overtime.
Well, that's only step one, Mike. You can't exhale just yet. And as you say, a critical play coming up. Do we keep playing, or can this defense get a stop and come away here with a big win?
No time on the clock. Are we going to overtime, or does it end right here? One last shot now for Jackson. Oh, and a pressure there. He can't get a throwaway, and he's taken down. So it's a win here for the Bills. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Bills are victorious as we say so long from Buffalo.
NBC Sports, celebrating its 20th season of Sunday Night Football. Thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.